Hello, everybody, and happy Halloween. So, we are finally here at the end of October and formally kicking into the holiday season, right? So, this is something to be super excited about, right? I feel like we have these milestones every year. We have like Memorial Day, which starts the beginning of summer, then we have Labor Day, which starts the end. Now we have Halloween, which starts the holiday season. So a lot to look forward to with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the holidays in general. So welcome everybody today. And I know the topic today is something that you want to really know about. What is it? What is this number one foolproof strategy? And we share the PDF with you at the beginning of the week. So, make sure that and if you haven't got it or if you don't, know where to find it, comment here in the video and we'll make sure we send it to you, reach out to you and get you a link to that PDF. So definitely look for that because everybody wants to know, right? And I know a lot of you are kind of sitting on the fence right now and wondering what's going on. We have elections next week and this and that, So regardless, guys, who is going to win, whatever, it doesn't make a difference with real estate investing specifically, because real estate investing is about really looking for opportunities, right? Taking advantage of the things that are happening out there in the world. So it doesn't matter who is going to do what when. There are always going to be some wrinkles in the market. There's going to be some changes. There are going to be things that are going to change for one way or the other. And you, as a real estate investor, are going to take advantage of those opportunities. So that's why investing now, first of all, real estate investing in general is foolproof because unfortunately, as things change one way or the other, even for the worst, if you want to say, you're going to have opportunities. Warren Buffett recently liquidated $250 million in stocks because he obviously sees what is happening out there and he wants to invest. I remember about 15 years ago, he came up with an interview when we had a housing crisis, and he said, if I could buy any single piece of real estate in this country, I would, because this is the right time to buy, right? You should be greedy when everybody's fearful and fearful when everybody's greedy. So with that said, it's that's the time for you. And I'm not saying greedy in a bad way, okay? If anybody know me, I'm very much a pacifist, and I'm very much about making a win-win situation. But this time to go out there and see what you can do. This is the time to see about opportunities. And after next week, which by the way, we have a mindset call on Tuesday. So team, if you want to go ahead and post the link for the mindset call, I would love for you to be part of it, because we are going, and it's on Tuesday, guys, election day, so we always do our mindset call on Tuesday, so it's nothing new, but this Tuesday is going to be extra special because we are going to talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. And the elephant in the room is obviously the election, and that's okay. The way I look at it, 51% of the country is going to be happy. And that's good enough for me, right? And then the other thing is that the fact is that at the end of the day, we are going to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to present to ourselves as an investor. When 2007 happened and the housing crisis happened and all of that, guess what? There is a group of people that went to scramble, and the other group that we made a ton of money because we went into pre-foreclosure prevention and short sale. I always say, if Titanic was sinking, just imagine if you're out there in the middle of the ocean at 2 a.m. selling lifeboats. You would be more millionaire than any millionaires on the Titanic, right? So if you were being there selling the next ticket to the next cruise ship across the Atlantic, maybe not so much, right? So that's the thing. You want to take what is going on in the market and see where you can sell lifeboats for the sinking Titanic. So with that said, let's dive into today. Okay. So first of all, like I said, real estate investing is foolproof as a business. People are always going to need a place to stay. People are always going to need shelter. People are always going to need a place to stay. Even if it's under the bridge, technically a bridge is real estate. So that also fills into the thing. But the other thing is this. There are strategies out there that are evolving as the business evolves. Okay. So now a lot of you have heard of wholesaling. Okay. So 25 years ago, by the way, it wasn't even called wholesaling. We used to call it flipping contracts. Okay. So now as we evolved, wholesaling, we had double closings. Then we start having assignments. Okay. Then we start having what they call now novations. I'm going to go into that today. And then we have installment contracts. This is a fourth one that's coming, a fourth generation of exit strategy within wholesaling. So wholesaling is really more of a strategy, right? Like rental properties, like fix and flip, right? It's a kind of an umbrella of a strategy. Within rental properties, we have long-term, mid-term, short-term rental, that type of thing, boarding houses, so forth. And so within fix and flip, we have, fix and flip, burn method, and all of stuff. So we have different sub-strategy. So within wholesaling, we have double closing, we have assignments. Everybody's pretty aware of those two. And we're not going to get into the dynamics of what each one means. We have webinars specifically about wholesaling that talks about that. So make sure you stay tuned in our community to learn about that. And, so if you join and you go to realestateinvestingwomen.com and you see our community and you join our community, you get notified of these amazing live events we have coming up every single month. And this being one of them. So with that said, we're going to have a third strategy that's been kind of doing it for a couple of years, but a lot of coaches don't talk about it yet because honestly, I don't think a lot of them know about it. And this is a foolproof that we're going to talk about today, which is novation. Okay, what is novation? The way I look at this, the way for me to better explain to you is basically it's kind of an assignment, but instead of partnering with the buyer, you partner with the seller. You make an agreement with the seller that you are going to do something with them, and assign the deal. So this is how in a nutshell how it works. So you come across a property and the seller is stuck, quote unquote, that they want a certain price for that property. And you are not sure you can give them the price. You're not sure if there's any meat on the bones. Definitely not enough to do a double close on a wholesaling. So you say, I tell you what, let's partner together. I'm going to present you opportunity out there. Pay attention here, guys, okay? You're not selling the property, you're selling the opportunity. That's what you should always be doing with wholesaling anyway. You're not an owner on the property. So we're going to partner together. I'm going to present the opportunity out there about this property. And anybody that come across, okay, they're going to get in a contract directly with you, but you have an innovation agreement in the middle that should be an addendum to the sales contract. They're going to have a contract with you, and then you and I split whatever profits over this amount. So if he wants 100,000 and you're going to put it on the market for 110, 120, whatever, if somebody comes in at 110, you and him are going to split anything between 100 and 110. Okay. The thing is this. First of all, you create a partnership with the seller. Second of all, is first of all, you create a partnership with the seller. Second of all, you going to say, okay, we're going to create a win-win situation. Obviously, I'm not going to do it for free. Regardless, if you hire the real estate agent, you would have to pay a commission. You'll have a much better chance of working with me, which, by the way, I have another training that goes into how to get the seller to work with you instead of agents, especially nowadays that there is, this confusion about commissions, who pays what when. It's to your advantage, guys, as real estate investors. But I can go into a whole different training about that. But let's say about you go ahead and say, we make this partnership, we're making a win-win situation. You're still going to probably end up paying less to me than you pay a real estate commission. I'm going to try get this property sold, or somebody come to your property as a, as is situation. And on top of that, guys, you can put this property on the MLS. Okay, so you can start marketing it yourself, getting your buyer list, get the social media. We have an amazing training on 10 ways to sell any properties in 3 weeks or less into our training. But the thing is, if you can't, at the end of the day, you can put it on the MLS because you have a partnership with the seller to do so. And that's spelled out in the innovation agreement. So for anybody's a student here, guys, don't worry, it's in your training. Okay, nothing new. And some of our students have done this very successfully. And the thing is this that we have seen. Doing innovations, your profit potential is much more than your $10,000 a lot of you know about wholesaling. It's not unusual to say $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per deal, your share for innovation. Okay, because basically you make an agreement with the owner. The owner is willing to work with you. You can put it on the MLS if you want to. Or we'll make sure you know that there is a commission to be paid if you do that. You create a partnership, right? The seller has a vested interest to make sure the property sells. So there are so many benefits to do innovation. And so this is kind of a great strategy because at the end of the day, even if the property say, there is no meat on the bone here to do an assignment or a wholesale, there is no equity, there is no 80% or 85% or 70%. Don't use the 70% rule, guys. That's another training. But they say, even if you went up 85%, you can still make profits because of this innovation. Now, another thing I just want to briefly mention here, just because I just said that, installment contracts. Installment contracts is how we used to wholesale back when we used to call and flipping the contracts at the beginning of the 90s. So basically you create instead of creating a sales contract, you create a contract for deed, basically saying, I'm going to get the deed, or somebody I'm going to assign it to is going to get the deed on the property once something has been satisfied, meaning somebody paid for the property, right? So this is going to be very, very popular, guys, in areas like South Carolina. And I know some of you are here from South Carolina. I know you guys that are illegal to wholesale. Okay, so that's other states require you to be licensed to wholesale. Now, one state opened out to be actually illegal, quote unquote. I believe more are going to follow suit, but that's okay. That's an opportunity again, right? Let's look at everything as the glass half full, not half empty. So this is an opportunity because then you guys can look at, say, everybody else is going to run for cover. You are going to be here catching opportunities because you know what to do because you're part of this amazing group and community of women. So we're here to help you to see the glass half full. Okay, so the thing is, contract for deed is basically you make an installment contract agreement with the owner that once something is satisfied at a certain point, could be different things. You can do payment plans. You can do when the property gets cashed out, you or somebody else you assign it to is going to get the deed. And that's how you can legally, quote unquote, wholesale it. Without worrying about a lot of the stuff. So now, you're marketing opportunities. You're not marketing the property. You should never market the property anyway because you're not owning the property when you're wholesaling. But so this is the foolproof strategy of the day is innovation. So we have a PDF for you. If you haven't got it, please request it. And we're going to join it for you and we're going to give it to you. And so, something to share. So I love your comments, guys. Hey, Liz, you know the witch. You see my witch, guys, about this is Mackenzie Childs. Anybody know I love Mackenzie Childs, and Liz does too. I see her; she's online, and she has much more stuff about Mackenzie Childs. She has witches and pumpkins and all of that. I have a witch and I think a pumpkin and something else Halloween, and then I have all kind of other stuff from Mackenzie Childs, but. It's kind of cute, right? And I have the lights to match. You see the lights on the sides. Okay, so that's my weird, eccentric, eclectic part coming out of it. Okay, so yeah, so anybody here that wants anything as far as the PDF about the strategy of the week, please comment and my team will love to get with you. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the raffle this week. And then any questions about today's strategy, please. I know I kind of gave a high overview, but go ahead and post the questions in the chat. And team, I see only one of the chats. I don't see all the social media chats. So please make sure that you relate to me in on Slack so I can see that. And I'm going to try to split my screen here so I can see the questions and anything coming through Slack. So, okay. So let me see. I'm going to open up the channel, guys, for, I don't know which channel I need to open. A weekly raffle. Okay. So, and if you have any questions, please put it on here. Okay, put it on here. Now, I want to let everybody know that we are across social media here. You know, you might see us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, you know, on LinkedIn. So we are across all channels. So we are trying to do, because people coming from different channels. So I don't want you to feel like only the people on Facebook are going to get these amazing raffles. So we're going to have here on today, actually, the winner, she's coming in from YouTube. So thank you for attending here today. And I want to show you the raffle first. So hopefully you see it. Let me see if I can make it bigger here. Let's see. Trying to see screen-wise. You guys can see it? Let me know. Trying to see picture in picture. Yeah, but it kind of cuts off the sides. Okay. Anyway, it's the number one foolproof real estate strategy. Let me make a prize. And so this is very cool. This very cozy. This is very at the time of the year, right? There is a movement. It's actually from Northern Europe, and it's called Hygge, Hygge. I think you say Hygge or Huggy, something like that. But anyway, it's about coziness. It's about really, you know, feeling nice and warm and taken care of. And this is part of your self-care that you should be doing it every day. So this is going to help you to get going in the right directions. There are books out there. There's amazing Pinterest boards about Hygge, Hygge. But this is a trend that's very common in Northern Europe, like Denmark, Sweden, and so forth. So here you're gonna get all kind of cool stuff. Actually, you're gonna get a mug with the lid to keep your tea or coffee warm. You're getting a spoon. You're getting some potpourri, and you're getting a blanket here, a throw. It's really cool. So the winner for this week is from YouTube, and Gladyn Gomez. Gladyn Gomez, I've seen you commenting here. So just make sure you tell us that you're listening in, and love to send you this gift. Now, to claim it, you have to 1 week to email at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. Again, that's questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. Now, before we get into Q&A here, I want to invite you again. I mentioned earlier, we have this amazing mindset call coming on Tuesday. You guys have to be there. Tuesday is election day. I'm going to go vote tomorrow, actually. I'm going to vote early. But, you know, let's talk about the elephant in the room here, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's going to win at the end of the day. You know, it's about creating opportunities. It's about, I'm so ready for things to open up and unblock and move forward, instead of us sitting us on the fence wondering what's going on. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to make a difference. Opportunities are, regardless, you know, in real estate investing, you guys are looking around opportunity seekers. Okay. So you're not going to subscribe to whatever mainstream drama is going on. Okay, great. So, yes, Gladyn, I know she was here earlier, but did she respond yet? I saw her name earlier, but now she disappeared. But anyway, you have 1 week to claim at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com to claim your amazing Hygge prize. Okay, prize. Okay, great. So let's see if anybody has any questions here. And we're going to take some questions. Come on, I love questions. I like to be put on the spot. So for the one who know, they don't know us, we are a community of women empowering women to invest in real estate, anywhere from wholesaling to buying whole to fix and flip to raising private money. I personally been in real estate for almost 4 decades. Yes. Yes, it's nice to say, but it's also scary to have been in real estate for 37 years. 37 years. That's been a minute. Okay, probably longer than a lot of you have been alive. So Ruth is saying, I get a question here from my team, and she said, Ruth is saying, as an agent, is it better to list the property or novation? You can offer both. Kind of see what the seller is going towards. As you know, Ruth, with all the confusion with license, who pays the commissions and all of that, at the end of the day, see what the seller is. The first thing you always want to understand is what the seller motivation anyway to wanting to sell the property, right? And then you can offer the right prescription. You're like a doctor, right? You offer the right prescription. So you think it would be more beneficial to them to sell it and pay somebody else's commission on top of you and going through all the inspections and contingencies or so forth? Or would they be willing to maybe list it for a little less? He doesn't have to pay commission, list it for less and sell it as is. And then you can partner and make half of half. You can do both, but it really depends on your seller. Okay. Anyone else? I'm looking here at the channel if anybody else has any questions. So what are you guys trying to do for Halloween while we wait for questions to come through? Anybody has special plans? And then Saturday's Day of the Dead, by the way. So today I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to post a picture tomorrow on social media. I'm going to get dressed like Cruella de Vil. And my dog, I bought him a costume. She's going to be a Dalmatian. So she's actually a mixed Beagle Lab. But she's going to be dressed as a Dalmatian. And I have the car to go for it because I have a Morgan who looks like Cruella de Vil car. And that's why actually one of my kids told me, it's like, oh my God, the car reminds me of Cruella de Vil when I bought it. So I was like, great, that's my costume then. And so I'm going to post a picture tomorrow. So you see me in my Cruella de Vil outfit with my dog and my Cruella de Vil car. Maria is asking, is it beneficial to get licensed or not? I have an article about this, okay? So it's a blog article that I wrote about the benefits. So if you go in Real Estate Investing Women Guides and you search for this blog, I ask about the pros and cons of being licensed as a real estate agent. So Maria, I suggest you go read that blog and the pros and cons to being a licensed. Personally, if you're not licensed right now and you're getting into real estate investing, don't worry about getting licensed. Maybe down the road, if you feel like you need to, okay? What is beneficial? Well, I mean, obviously it adds a layer of people seeing you more as a professional. And it's, you can tap into the MLS, you can get a lot of more resources, things like that. It's beneficial. The cons are that it limits you. You have to always disclose your license. They could work to your advantage, but disadvantage. So, I have a full article that rolls with the pros and cons. So make sure you look at it in my blog at realestateinvestingwomen.com. So I'm reading. So Liz says, I'm dressing up as Ariel and Hunter Spider-Man, and we're going trick-or-treating. Yeah, next year, though, I'm going to get dressed like Ursula. And then Liz, she loves The Little Mermaid. That's her favorite one. So she's going to get dressed as another Ariel costume. And then Hunter is going to get dressed like Sebastian or Flounder. We're not sure yet. Ruth still dressing as a Stuart Air Show volunteer. Oh no, Ruth, you need to put your pilot outfit on with all your, rewards, because I have to say this guy, Ruth, has the Guinness World Records, okay? So she's actually there for the having flown all over the 7 continents in a single engine plane in the shortest amount of time. So she's an amazing woman. So that's should be your costume. Okay. So Maria says, I'm attending a costume party on the Saturday. I might be Princess Leia of Star Wars and my English Bulldog says the Rebel. Oh my God, that should be so cute. You need to send me a picture of that. Okay. Definitely do that. Why is it called installment contract? Because it's called installment contract because you basically make an agreement, you're doing installments. So you're basically kind of offering an installment agreement, like a contract for deed, that you don't have to make installments. You can make like a deposit up front for, say, $500, and then 6 weeks later you pay it off, because you're going to wholesale it. But it's called an installment contract. Personally, I see it there called as installment contract. Is another word for contract for deed. But there is a guy that is in South Carolina. He sells that knowledge for $8,000. Don't do it. Come to us. You get that part of the training and you get so much more. So keep that in mind. This is a real estate illustrator, but what is the name again of the artist for the witch behind you? Liz, can you type it in? But is Mackenzie Childs. They're out of New York State, and they do all this kind of really cool stuff. A lot of them is black and white stripes or checkers. You should see my entryway, guys. I'm gonna take a picture actually today. It is a lot of Mackenzie Childs, and then I have these amazing paintings of Cheval. It kind of goes away along that. So I'm going to take a picture actually so you guys can see it. But yeah, Mackenzie Childs and Elizabeth put it there. Okay, Ruth, thank you. I'll do it just for you. You should. My God, you should. Be so proud of what you've accomplished. Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Am I missing anything, team? We talked about the raffle. We talked about the mindset call. Please join us next week. I'll put the link again for the mindset call. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be on Tuesday on purpose. We always do Tuesday calls anyway. And we want you to really be with us so that we can reassure you that, it's going to be bright out there. The sun is going to be out. Everything will be fine. We're going to have an amazing 2025. And I can't wait to see what's around the corner, because real estate is always changing. And in the last 4 decades, I've seen so many things, but then it's always changed for the best. And you to be out there and be aware of things that are not even mainstream yet, like innovation, it's going to be powerful, right? I mean, you're going to know something nobody else knows, and then you can go and take it up and running. Great. Well, talk to you next week then. You're in the mindset call. Have an amazing Halloween. For any of you that celebrate the Day of the Dead on Saturday, that's amazing as well. And have a great weekend, and see you next week. Take care.